say when coach and then take some questions after that.
Just appreciate you guys being here. I know it's been a busy weekend. Great win for our football team and volleyball team this weekend. I'd just say, I thought for our team, we had some good stretches. I feel like, we're just kind of learning and growing and just learning how to play together. There's been some tough growing pains to start. But the team keeps showing up, working hard. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing. So I thought, again, tonight there were some good stretches for us. It's good to see Judd start to settle in for us. She's going to be a key part of what we do this season, and so certainly need her production and what she brings to the table from an offense and defensive standpoint. I thought Tilly had some really good minutes tonight, which is exciting to see. I think our depth has really been key for us in the month of November, considering how many games that we've played. And still keep our players fresh. And so I know sometimes it can be hard as a player. You just want to be there on the court. But I do think that depth is going to be a huge thing for us as we continue to move through the season. I thought Hannah's minutes were really big for us tonight, the energy that she brought. I thought Lanaya had a really good game as well. But overall, pretty pleased, disappointed in probably that last quarter. Regardless if we're in a man or zone, we've got to be able to locate shooters, and we just want to finish games and play for 40 minutes, and I didn't think we did that. We got beat in the last 5 minutes of the game, and we want to pride ourselves on that. The standard's the standard on how we're going to play and show up, and so we'll watch film and continue to grow and learn, and that's the biggest takeaway for our team. I said we lose, we grow, we learn, and same thing after a win, and so we still got a lot of work to do, and we got a big week coming up in front of us against some really good teams. So happy for the win tonight, happy for the girls. They've been working hard, but we know that we've still got a lot of things that we need to continue to work on.
Coach, you all dominated the interior tonight. What did you like about your team's performance, whether it was on the glass or generating rim attempts?
Yeah, I felt like, well, first of all, had too many offensive fouls. We watched a lot of film on them. We knew that, they seek that contact. They do a good job of drawing those kind of calls. And so, we want to play with 13 or less turnovers, and I think at least 8 to 9 of those were, just player control. Into the drive, we had a couple into the drive travels. We had a couple moving screens. We had a couple where arms were extended, and that's what they want to do. And so that was probably an area that I wish we could have done a little bit better job with. But I did think we did a good job of attacking the paint. I thought we did a good job getting out and running in transition. I thought we could get some good looks in transition against this team, and we did. I thought we did a good job really being unselfish with the ball. I think you're seeing it move a little bit more than it had been. 15 assists on 32 made field goals, and so there's some positives there. And I think inside out is something we talk about before every game, the importance of either post feeds or attacking off the bounce and being able to play inside out. Did a much better job from the free throw line tonight as well.
Coach, you did well forcing turnovers from Jacksonville State. What led to that, your team's performance on the defensive end?
Again, going into the game, we just really wanted to make sure our presence was felt defensively. Just being able to rely on our depth and really challenge our players to play as hard as they can for as long as they can. I think the full court pressure, being able to pick up in the full court and really applying pressure to their pushers was key for us tonight. And we talk about this all the time too. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It might not show up in the first quarter or the second quarter, but eventually we just want to wear teams down with the pressure that we're having and have great rim discipline of not just bailing them out and putting them at the free throw line. And so I think credit to our perimeter players to really get up and guard that ball 90 feet from the basket. I thought was big for us.
Ashton, on the defensive end, Jacksonville State was coming off of a 23-pointer performance in their last game. What do you think went into mitigating their ability from the three-point line tonight?
I think just going into games, our biggest emphasis is trying to disrupt on defense, and we struggled at the beach against Syracuse, so I think that's been even more of an emphasis in our past 2 games. So I think that's exactly what we were able to do tonight. I think we turned them over 20 times, and just trying to convert those as well. But I think the biggest thing is just disrupting defensively.
Well, Hannah, you said before the season that when you were in the post on offense, you wanted to establish physicality first instead of receiving it first. Do you feel like not just this game, but throughout this young season that you have done that effectively?
Yeah, I think so, that I'm getting better with that. Just like seeing last season that like you need to be the first one hitting contact, and I know this game it didn't show very well because I got some fouls off of it. But I think it's just super important, especially down low, being physical, like hitting them first, not letting them get in position.
Hannah, you mentioned the physicality, but it feels like you're oftentimes like also in the correct position, also in terms of screening, and then as well as down low in the post. How do you kind of work on that and grow into that in terms of being in the right spots?
I think just like with experience as it goes, like you're seeing like throughout games like what works and what doesn't, and then like knowing the personnel of others, just like how could you get someone else open or like get them a shot. I think just like trying to be unselfish and get like things for others and trying to get them a shot. But I think yeah, just over time you just learn like what works for certain people and what doesn't.
You know, I think for me, it's important that I continue to build her confidence. I mean, Hannah's got a really high ceiling. She's got good athleticism. She can finish around the rim. You know, she rebounds well. For her stature, she is a physical player. She's got a super high ceiling, and right now she's in the middle of a rotation with some other players, but I think, you know, it's easy to forget she's just a sophomore because she got so many minutes as a freshman, but she's going to have a really, really bright future for us.
Coach, with Abby, what do you think it's going to take for her to be a consistent option from downtown on a night-to-night basis?
I think she already is. What'd she end up with tonight? 2 for 4. 12, I mean, 5 of 9 shooting. I mean, it's a young lady that gets in the gym a lot, just like the rest of them. You know, I think she understands that's part of her role. She plays with great pace. She can create some separation despite maybe her speed, but she plays with pace and angles, and been in the gym a lot with Coach Ford, who's done a tremendous job with her, skill development. You know, we got to work on the defensive side of the ball with her, but she's, you know, she's just a sophomore too. It's easy to forget with some of these players, but she's got a lot of experience under her belt, and I think she's, I mean, really embraced her role very well. She's got a quick shot, she's got good footwork, and she's got the ability to get tough shots off for us.
Ashton, no, thanks. Coach, flipping back to the defensive side of the ball, we talked about earlier how the press was really effective today in terms of trapping and forcing mistakes. What specifically about your players do you think allows you to run that press? And what tools do you think they have that lead to the success?
Yeah, well, I think it's one, how we train. You know, I think Tyler Stewart, our strength and conditioning coach, has done a tremendous job putting them physically in the kind of condition and shape that they need to be in the weight room, and what he's been able to do with them. Their willingness to work hard, you know, give our players credit because they've embraced it. It's not easy. Our practices, I think they might say, is harder than games actually, which it feels that way at times, and I think that's a good thing. You know, you want it to be that way, and I think that's what was so disappointing about that Syracuse loss. And you know, I understand it's early in the season, and we're just really trying to find that consistency, but we stopped practice yesterday at one point, and I just, you know, how hard we compete against each other. We didn't have the scout team here, so we're going black versus white, and man, they're just, I mean, they're grinding it out. I mean, practicing so hard, and you know, we've got to be able to bring that to games consistently. And so we're still trying to find ourselves. Like I said, some growing pains in there, but yeah, I think it's, you know, the style that we've implemented since June, and it starts with our tagging and just our ability to get up and really try to be disruptive on the defensive end.
Ashton, your coach talked about your offense the past 2 games. What have you felt over these past 2 games?
I think just letting the game come to me, just crediting my teammates for finding me. I feel like we've been doing a good job of just playing off of the defense, you know, against, I forget who we played, Wichita State and Jacksonville, just getting downhill and like getting to 2 feet, just trying to get in a window, you know. I think we had 15 assists on the night, so just, again, crediting my teammates for finding me and trying to get into open windows and just knocking down shots.
We'll take 1 or 2 more if you guys have. Coach, you've gone with a smaller lineup the last couple of games. What led to the decision to have Angie come off the bench, and how do you think that affects what your team's able to do early on?
Yeah, we told them in the non-con we're going to change up the lineup. And I just feel like we want to keep practices competitive. It's got to be we over me. It's got to be team first. We've got a lot of players that could potentially be in that lineup. Number one, never want to get comfortable. Want to keep these girls, young ladies, competing in practice. Sometimes it's matchups. Sometimes we think we can get more out of players that we're not getting. I need Angie to be a lot more aggressive from a rebounding standpoint. And so, we'll just look at different rotations and lineups as we continue to go in this non-con. And I think once we get into the conference schedule, we'll probably settle in a little bit more than where we're at. But, I'll start off with Judd. She's a vet. She's a key part of our team. And her not being in the lineup was really, really hard. And, her ability to put team first, I think has been really remarkable. And I think, when you've got an upperclassman that's kind of leading the way and showing how to handle that and put team first, and the way that she's handled it has been outstanding. And, you never know who it's going to be on any given night. We're going to continue to rotate it and just keep them competitive in practice. I think that's the most important thing for us.
Hannah and Ashton, Coach mentioned earlier about Taylor's minutes. She had 6 assists, 21 minutes. How does she make your lives easier with playmaking ability on the offensive end?
I can go first. I think just for one, her attitude, just coming off the bench, every night looks different for her, and for her to come in and have 6 assists, and I will point out she had 2 blocks as well. I think shows just the type of player that she is, and I love playing with her because being able to get out and run, if I'm going to get to my spot, I can count on her to push the ball up the court, and I know she's going to find me regardless. So just crediting her mentality coming into games and just how hard she plays. So
I think also, going off of that, she's just so much fun to play with, super unselfish, getting those 6 assists, and she is also just, such a positive energy, and, always just such a positive voice, uplifting all of us. And I think just that with the way that she just shares the ball, she's just super fun to play with.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
2 blocks.
2 blocks.
2 monster blocks.
2 monster blocks.